beach can be proud of the fact that it's not just a perfect white sand beach. It's a perfect white sand beach covered in ugly, but very nutrient rich seaweed. Hey, good morning, how are ya? This is the morning walk, and who doesn't enjoy walking along a beautiful beach? Sunrise. This is Camp 14 Mile. It's in a place called Woorrora Station. Basically like an old cattle station on the West Australian coast, not far from Coral Bay, Exmouth, about halfway up on the west coast. And fortunately, because just about a couple of kilometres out there, you've got some of the best coral reef in the entire world. The National Park Service here in WA purchased this property, and now you can actually come and camp right here on the beach, which is pretty bloody nice, I must admit. Let's go for a walk and have a chat. Great to see you. The first night when we pulled in here, we drove, 600 kilometres, 500 kilometres down from Caravan. So we got here relatively late in the afternoon, pulled in, set up our camp and everything. And then in the evening, it was pretty cool because here on the beach, you get a whole bunch of crabs that come and make their burrows and what have you, and live on the beach. So all the kids are like running around in the dark with head torches trying to catch these crabs, which is pretty cool. And then after that, there was a fella that was just fishing off the shore here and hooked what he thought to begin with was a shark, but ended up being what's called a shovel-nosed ray. So that's basically like a huge stingray. The thing must have weighed about 20 kilos. And when he pulled it in, there was a big group of people hanging around. It was massive. Really fascinating to see something like that just here on the shore. Just come straight out of this water. It's in this marine park. This marine park goes for several hundred kilometres. I mean, you've got some of the most untouched reef and tropical marine ecosystem in the world because it's just so isolated here. What's really special is that we just come straight up over these sand dunes. It's literally like desert. It's pretty much like the desert meets the sea, and then you have this fringing coral reef which stretches for hundreds of kilometres, and it's just spectacular. We're pretty lucky because we only had 2 nights here, but we've been going up to Coral Bay where we've got a week, more or less, and then further up to Exmouth where we've got, I don't know, another week or 10 days or something like that. So kind of got a couple of weeks just sort of sitting on this beautiful kind of beach in Western Australia. Now some people might say, oh yeah, but look, it's all got all that seaweed on it. Like, seaweed. Blech. You know what, seaweed's super important. It's actually part of the whole life cycle of the beach here. You know, this stuff grows offshore, of course, and then when storms blow through, they kind of like rip the weed out of its roots, and then that washes up on the beach. And when this stuff washes up, it actually breaks down and provides a whole lot of nutrients on the beach itself. But then also invites a whole lot of invertebrates, so essentially like bugs with no skeletons that live amongst this sort of dying, rotting seaweed. And that's what attracts the crabs. The crabs come up onto the beach. So literally, if you didn't have this weed here, which is part of the natural cycle, you wouldn't have the crabs. And if you didn't have the crabs, you don't have the fun of chasing the crabs at night with your head torch. It's so good, isn't it? So much of this stuff, tons of it, literally. Beautiful in its own way. It's kind of like all of us, right? I think so many of us, and we're all trying to be something that we're not. Instead of just being proud of what we are. I mean, this beach could be really upset because it's loaded up with seaweed today, but it is what it is. This beach can be proud of the fact that it's not just a perfect white sand beach. It's a perfect white sand beach covered in ugly, but very nutrient rich seaweed. Be yourself, like the beach. It's been awesome having a walk and a chat with you this morning from 14 Mile Camp here in Woorrora Station. I'll see you a little bit further up the coast. Whatever you're getting up to, hope it's a good one. Have yourself an awesome day because it is a beautiful day. See you next time on the morning walk. Have a good one.